Well, I think the community has very obviously spoken. If you've seen the last week or so of my channel, and if you watched yesterday's video to Respawn acknowledging the fact that we're complaining, we're not happy, the game needs changing, you'll notice one common denominator. I always wondered this over the last month or two. What is the biggest problem? The biggest thing that's holding Apex back? Was it the cheaters? Was it the content? Was it the matchmaking? What was it? But the truth is a new map didn't fix it, and a new legend meta didn't fix it, despite how crazy and unbalanced that it was, and hot fixing that problem didn't fix it either. The cheater situation has been much better this season, and despite it being better, the game is not revived, so that didn't help either. And the common denominator that you've seen over the last couple of weeks, and specifically from yesterday's video, and what you're about to see in even further statements here today, concludes the biggest pain point for the entire Apex community has been matchmaking, and that specifically of solo queue players. It's very obviously boiling over, and that's why I think we're about to see a change with it. Yesterday, you probably saw that long tweet that was put out by Apex Legends pro player and streamer Hackis, which did get the response of Apex Legends developer Sammy Duck, who's done a lot of the work on matchmaking, where he said, "Thank you. It is very well articulated as always." So it seems to some degree Respawn is appreciative of the criticism when it's conducted in a positive manner and not just the hate or complaining that I probably normally do. But as my tweet went out, and then shortly after his Watson tweet went out, and then shortly after the Hackis tweet went out, one thing seems to be in common. Looks like matchmaking really was the biggest issue of all. But it wasn't just tweets or posts. It was also Twitch clips going on video to explain why this game could nearly have you quit because it's so bad. And it's been wrapped up as the real reason that the game is struggling.
We all want the solo queue stream, bro. I'm gonna like quit this game if I keep playing solo queue. The reason this game is dying is literally how solo queue is, and like if I keep playing it, I'm just literally like gonna hate my life. Like 3 stacking is not bad, it's just boring. But solo queuing now is kind of also just like a waste of time because it's like I'm not even playing against good players most of the time, like fighting diamond players and plat players.
Now that you've seen and heard that clip, here's what Hackis said in response to someone from his Twitch chat.
I can put something about like the support meta being yada yada yada, because like the support meta, if you're not a 3-stack support, like if you don't have a 3-stack in this support meta with Newcastle, GBNet, etc. in ranked, like you're even more at a disadvantage. But I don't think I'm gonna add anything about that. Like the current meta doesn't matter. I'm just talking overall about the game. This is incredibly easy to tell with new system that shows you all the ranks in the lobby, and in my opinion this is really bad, since at the highest level you're supposed to fight the best of the best. In Apex rank that just doesn't happen. I can play for 8 hours with my team. I can promise you guys that the devs will read this post, so if you guys want to get your opinion heard, I genuinely think though, chat, if they just add solo queue rank to Apex, like it would genuinely save the game. How can you guarantee it though? So I'll make sure it happens.
So yeah, one thing is for certain, matchmaking is probably the worst of all. And I gotta be honest, I think I was wrong, and a lot of you guys were right that said that for a long time, and I put cheaters on a bigger pedestal there. I thought cheaters were definitely much more important. And I'm not saying that they're not important. Cheaters obviously need to be dealt with, but even seeing cheaters dealt with this season was not enough to bring people back. At the end of the day, the game is not fun to play. So don't get it mixed up and say that content is not important or cheaters are not important to deal with. Like, it's all important, of course, but I think it's very prevalent that one specific issue, being matchmaking, was the most important of all. I mean, even articles are coming out now that are specifically saying that if Respawn decides to implement a solo queue mode for each playlist, the quality of each game will drastically improve. In game modes such as ranked, many players tend to solo queue anyways, and due to the current matchmaking system, solo players may get placed with other solos and fight against a pre-made team, and the latter has a significantly higher chance of winning a game or a fight against a team of solo players due to their communication. And it's also true that many people don't communicate anyways in the game using their mic, so it would be a lot more fair if you would balance the playing field out, because either A, people will start to use their mic and they'll see the reward of actually using communication, or B, the fights will be fair because no one really used communications anyway. Since in the last week we've seen this span of so many people coming out and echoing the same things over and over, and we're finally seeing Respawn acknowledge those echoes and those complaints that we've put out there, I would really predict that something is going to happen with matchmaking or solo queue in a future update. I think honestly it'll probably be in the next season, but who knows, maybe a mid-season patch. If you had to rank all of the problems that Apex is dealing with in order from least to greatest, or just on a top 3 scenario, what would you rank them as? For the longest time, I definitely would have thought that 3 was content, 2 was the matchmaking, and 1 was cheaters. But now, honestly, I definitely would see cheaters being number 2 and matchmaking being number 1. Needless to say, I think all of the complaining, the constant YouTube videos just echoing negativity, while I didn't want to do it because I know I'm beating a dead horse, I think it's going to come to something. I think we're going to get a result. I think our voices will be somewhat heard. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but I think they will make solo queue changes based on our complaints. We'll keep you up to date right here on the channel with what they decide to do. Like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with Apex news. And until next time, we'll see you all later.